wild extremes. Jake's got crutches, but his spirit won't bow. Cody laughs, Jake wipes his brow.
Jake calls a shot, Spaz breaks the game. Cody's in the fray, adding to the flame. Ladders they rise, fists hit the air. Chaos erupts without a care. AAA's warriors, NXT's pride. Only one walks with glory inside. Into somewhere we scream and shout, breaking it down, no shadow. Into somewhere where we breaking it down. CM Punk, John Cena tearing up the town. Broke half on fire, no one spit it better. Reef wing like a beast, no one does it clever. Cena through elbows, Punk through shade. Chains clang, bodies bang, rivalry displayed. Slanted to the chains like lions in the cage. Toronto crowd wild, unleash all the rage. In the summer, in the summer. The Garden's buzzing, New York feel electric. Punk's fist cracking, Seth's got a death wish, hectic. Cody says, man, Punk looking hungry tonight. Jake nods, but Seth flips, guts all in the fight. Roman stomps through, Rex plans in his strut. Tribal chief with bad vibes, tearing it up. MSG crowd, stunned faces in the stand. Cody shakes his head, this again, damn man. Y'all believe in Joe Hendry's name, fighting through the fire in the wrestling game. Hardy soar like the legends they defied. Knockouts fight, her power aligns. Mic drop, we analyze every bout, discussing every twist, don't leave a doubt. Predictions, insights, we break it all down into somewhere best critics around. Into somewhere we reviewing every bout, breaking down the moves, ain't no shadow of doubt. WWE heat, we bring that white hot flame. From Bray to Gunner, we calling names. Yeah. Turnbuckle tension, the ropes might snap. Jake calling spots, Cody's laying the map. Spaz with the bent, or a joke, then a clue. Breaking it down for the hardcore crew. Into somewhere wrestling minds collide, breaking down the chaos, the truth won't hide. Briefcase in the air, who's taking the gold? We're diving deep, stories unfold. RKO hits like a freight train crash. Lights out cold in the WWE backlash. Cats on fire, gonna brought down low. Fighting flames on this endless show. Somewhere Jake and Spaz ride, taking you on an NXT pride. Cincinnati's roar can't hide. Wrestling dreams all collide. The scoop on the belts and the rivalries brewing. Tag teams exploding, legends renewing. From indie vibes to the big stage proving. Every rumor nailed down, no chance of misconstruing. Catchphrases dropping like a pile driver move. Jake switch sharp, Cody's got the groove. They keep it real raw, never out of the loop. Step into somewhere, the wrestling troupe. First night, false fists in the sky. Second night, the legends collide. Into somewhere we crash and burn. Turn the page, no way to return. CM Punk and Gunner.
rain sings a quiet song. In the sun where we all fall, wrestling rumors, wrestling brawls. Jake and Cody calling it raw.
The scoop on the belts and the rivalries brewing. Tag teams exploding, legends renewing. From indie vibes to the big stage proving. Every rumor nailed down, no chance of misconstruing. Catchphrases dropping like a pile driver move. Jake switch sharp, Cody's got the groove. They keep it real raw, never out of the loop. Step into somewhere, the wrestling troupe. Yeah. Yeah.
Are we going live on TikTok too?
We are live everywhere, indeed, my friend. We're not live on TikTok. We're live on Instagram. We're live on Twitter, and we're live on YouTube. What's going on, ladies and gents? Into Somewhere Weekly. Hopefully you're doing well today. It's been a day of bitter pills to swallow, certainly. Thoughts with everyone out there. We'll get into all of it. And we'll be talking to you guys about, of course, the Saudi Mania coming up, 2027, WrestleMania 43 confirmed to be in Saudi Arabia. NXT last night was great. Wish we were live for that. Excellent episode. But NXT Homecoming next week looks incredible. Can't wait for that. I've got the one, the only, Cody O'Needy 316. He's here with me to go ahead and go over predictions for both NXT Homecoming and AAA Worlds Collide. What's going on, my friend? How you doing?
Doing all right. How was your day? What a shitty day overall, though.
Yeah, we're not usually a big political channel here by any means. You know, we usually avoid it as much as we can, but this is a really tough day for a lot of people, and I totally, feel for Charlie Kirk's family.
Well, even just like you can put politics aside. This shouldn't even be about politics at this point. I think you just have to see the human. Like,
yeah,
regardless if you liked him or not. Like
someone
that
was
doesn't mean
murdered in front of thousands and millions of people saw it, which is even worse. But
his kids and wife was there in attendance.
Yeah, so many people traumatized and dealing with this, and terrible. I certainly have been reeling and dealing with the effects of just seeing all this violence in general. And
if you're curious, don't let your curiosity get to you. Do not watch the video if you haven't.
Yeah, if you haven't seen it yet, don't. I've seen a lot of gore, and this one's even pretty shocking. I mean, you knew with that close-up video, seeing that, you knew he was gone, and that's the harsh reality of
hopefully social media
someone being able to be 200 yards away firing massive rounds that do that kind of damage. So unfortunately my light's not working, so I look pale and zombie like. I apologize. I'm a little worse for wear, but
and you would think like people would
show
like
compassion or human
but then
beings.
It's like, but I didn't like his political beliefs. He had bad takes. I'm like, separate Republican and Democrat for a second.
Yeah,
right?
he asked for this. Those kind of takes. You saw people celebrating on Twitter, and I'm not much of a Hassan Piker fan.
Parties.
Yeah, that's not a political thing. I just don't care for him, but I wouldn't want to see anything happen to him.
Exactly.
He was watching this live and reacted as such, and was horrified. As anybody obviously would be. Just really a bad thing. Really terrible. Milo agrees as well. So
people need to do better on social media or whatever. Like show compassion for his wife and kids at least. Just because he was a conservative TikTok creator, right? That's what he did, TikTok, right, for the most part.
I'm not overly familiar with him. Like I said, I don't delve deep into much of the political nature of things. I've seen his
debates like on YouTube Shorts and stuff, I believe, but that says from via TikTok, so that's what I'm assuming. So yeah, I know he's just a debater, but
I've seen him do some like, you know, where he takes on liberals and things like that kind of content. So
yeah, and like it was like there's a hatred debates too. Like his weren't even like that. It was more like he let people have a voice to speak
yeah,
the opposing opinion.
yeah,
He
he
went to
let people
college
talk
campuses and let them have their view too. Like it's
yeah,
that he did not deserve this. His family did not deserve to see that. No one did. Like
no, terrible.
I don't know.
And
Like that again. I advise you do not watch that video because I had to watch it because someone posted it without context saying Charlie Kirk. I'm like, what's gonna happen? And then wasn't expecting to see that, and it's like traumatizing to see. You get shaken up by that kind of stuff.
yeah, no, that's certainly horrific. And the whole thing is just, it's really bad. It's really disgusting. It's unfortunate. It's it just shouldn't happen. I just truly believe, like, you know, there's no need for any of this, and I don't know. I don't know. I wish I knew what to say at this point. I mean, at first people were saying like, oh, he's at the hospital. Trump said that he ordered all American flags throughout the United States lowered at half mast until Sunday evening at 6 p.m. They're doing a few other,
Which is, I think, fair because he did political. I think that's fair.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, he was out there representing, you know, the Republican Party and trying to be a voice
Like-
for that side. So
this is issue with media outlets too because they want to be the first to break the news and not care about what's really wrong with him. Like some of them were like he's stabilized. I'm like, from that video, like I would hope he was like that's why I would hope, but like from the video, unfortunately, he knew.
yeah, I mean, even the House of Reps started off with a moment of silence. It's horrific, and you know, he wasn't at war. He wasn't, you know, and no matter your beliefs or your stances, it's just show compassion. You know, we're here
Exactly.
obviously to distract people and entertain and take away from this stuff. You know, Spaz and I we're talking earlier, recording our previews and talking about AAA and stuff, and he'll have that out shortly. You know, so you go ahead and check out the Spaz Phoenix podcast channels wherever podcasts are available, and on YouTube. Make sure you go subscribe over there. All the information in the description box down below as always. But yeah, just a very difficult bit of content, you know, to witness, especially. Never mind that it happened, but now that everything is captured live, there are so many phones and live streams and such going at all points. I mean, you see things captured that you would never fathom could exist.
What makes someone think it's okay to even post that though? Like, because I can understand accidentally recording it because you were recording. Oh, I'm at a Charlie Kirk debate. You're not expecting that to happen, but when that happens, you don't go and post it on social media.
No, I mean, there's people that do want to see what happened. I get put in some type of content warning with it, but people do
Like,
want
it
to
should be
see
blurred.
what's going
Like it
on.
wasn't even blurred.
and-
There was like raw footage of. Like there should be some more.
Yeah, I mean, that's for sure. So it's.
Well, I hope it gets taken down though now.
I would like to hope so. You know, so Spaz will actually be live as we're going off the air here with our full preview for everything Las Vegas 2025. So I'll put that in the description box and in the chat. Make sure you guys go ahead and check that out. It's going to be a lot of fun, that's for sure. So yeah, I mean,
Absolutely.
it's interesting, you know, this discourse going back and forth and the way people are acting and behaving.
Like people are getting called weird for saying pray for Charlie Kirk, like, but you're not weird for celebrating his death.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and it is bizarre to say the least. So
Yeah.
that's unfortunate, but yeah.
Tried to distract you guys from that because we got some AAA predictions, NXT Homecoming to talk about.
A lot of
we
big
got
things.
NFL predictions.
One of the
get into
main
again.
things that I want to discuss with you, I mean, people were already upset about the Royal Rumble being in Saudi Arabia. And I feel like there's so many unreal takes already with it being there for WrestleMania 43. I mean, seeing this bit of news come across tonight is we knew it was coming, but the fact that Saudi Arabia got a ALE WrestleMania before London, you know,
things can change by 2027, especially for WrestleMania. But like the one main concern, which is a valid point, is like women's wrestling because they're not overly.
I mean that they have allowed it. The women have to wear full body suits, ridiculously enough, but they have allowed them to wrestle, so that's less of a worry. I mean, it's going to be a 2 p.m. WrestleMania, like D. Welsh said it. It's true. There's so many, just issues with this. I mean, if they did it in London, it'd have to be midday too. So the timing is not the worst thing. But one of my takes on it is it super expensive to attend WrestleMania, and now you have to travel to Saudi Arabia to do so. How many people are just going to boycott the show to begin with? Like, how many people are not going to tune in just because it's in Saudi? Because people don't watch the Crown Jewels and Night of Champions, things like that, because they're already against it. It may not be a huge subsect of the audience, but it is a portion. And then
they're making bank off this. How much money are they going to get? Like, how
much are they going to? I'm sure they're going to make a ton of. I'm sure they're going to make a hefty sum. I mean, they were getting $50 million per PLE for the previous agreement for Romania. They want to increase tourism, but how many people are not going to travel now that go to either every Mania or want to go to Mania and travel for this year and want to go and attend? How many people are going to say now, forget it, because it's in Saudi Arabia, or they can't go to another country, or whatever it may be? You're limiting fans, and TKO is doing it essentially for the blood money. It's all about the almighty dollar here. Mark Shapiro said WWE lags behind UFC in ticket profits and still has work to do. He said, we're not where UFC is on ticket yield, and we have some work to do here. Vince McMahon was pricing tickets for families and wasn't fully focused on maximizing the opportunity. Yeah,
so all they care about is the money. It's funny. Vince McMahon made it affordable for families, and they were still a multi-billion-dollar company under Vince McMahon. So what does that tell you?
Yeah, it's going to get a lot worse before it gets better, and that's for damn sure. I mean, this is just, it's almost heartbreaking in a way to see how interwoven TKO's greed has become with WWE. Like the prices of WrestleMania, the prices we've seen, but it's going out of the big four, the big three, those types of shows. It far exceeded that at this point in time. It's
people wanted the WWE though.
It's Raw, SmackDown, it's house shows, it's NXT. So they wanted it away from McMahon thinking, and now look what happened. I mean, they essentially not so much trick, but they forced McMahon out. And I mean, we're seeing what's coming of it now, and it's not great.
You can still be a multi-billion-dollar company when you make your tickets cheap, as Vince proved. Now they just want to capitalize off all.
Yeah,
whatever. I mean, WWE is a hot ticket right now, so they want to hike the prices again. So that basically means they're doing another price hike on tickets, which is ridiculous.
Yeah, if they feel like they can still maximize profits, and they're already doing these insane packages and other types of things, it's going to get a lot worse before it ever starts to get better. It's going to become like a fan revolution, and people just aren't going anymore because it's so overpriced. Families aren't going anymore. It's
Look
for
how
streamers.
Bad the shows are everywhere.
The shows have become very moment-based, not story-based anymore. It's like, oh my God, look at what Nikki Bella got insulted by Becky saying. Oh my goodness, look at what AJ Lee's return. Like it's not so much an overarching narrative, but we're getting the same thing on Raw week in and week out with the Vision. And
Raw has been garbage. SmackDown, for the most part, besides last week, has been, I don't know what you call it, ghost town. Like it's nothing on there that's worth watching. WWE programming as a whole for most of 2025 has been piss poor, and they want to raise prices some more.
It certainly beats me.
Your product's not worth the ticket like you're selling. Like make the shows better then.
Yeah, that's exactly what they should be doing, and that's not what we're getting. And
without AJ Lee on Raw this Monday, that show was a 4.
Yeah, Probably that was the main saving grace. That whole segment, Becky's response, black-eyed Becky instead of big time Bex, and
that saved the show. Honestly, if that wasn't on the show, that show would have been I don't know.
Yeah, and it would have been absolutely would have been much worse overall. Yeah, and unfortunately, that's kind of the fate that we're dealing with currently. They're doing things like the AJ Styles story is a storyline. He's saying that he's disgruntled, he's not happy with his booking, he wasn't, he cut this promo during the commercial break. If they actually were going to let him cut a promo like this, if it was legitimate, no. There might be a little bit of truth in it, sure, but he's feeling disrespected. His family likes posts and comments the same on Instagram, and there's a lot of for the marks kind of booking, and we saw it clear as day with Seth Rollins, because they had to have everybody report under the sun that, hey, he was injured, and we had John Pollock being like, no, this is a work, and everybody's like, no, you're ridiculous. Even I was like, you hurt his knee before, it doesn't seem like it's that crazy of a thing, why would they fake this? And still didn't have a great payoff in the sense of the why of the story, but the reveal is, well, oh my god, no one saw it coming, even though everybody predicted it under the sun. So really, what was the point? But it was about the moment, and that's what they're doing a lot of. They're really there's a good reason to bring AJ Lee back with Becky, but it's not a big story, really. There's not more past her coming back to defend her husband. Then hopefully we get more with it afterwards, but we got to see where it goes. Is it just a nostalgia act working with new talent, or is there more to it? This was apparently not in the works long. This happened kind of on the quicker side as well. WrestlePalooza got put together super quick.
Look at WWE Unreal. Like they said Triple H and John Cena were talking, because I think John Cena was kind of worried about, I just don't want to fuck this retirement tour up. And Triple H is like, don't worry, it won't be.
Yeah.
If it fucks up, we all fucked it up somehow, and that won't happen. And look what they did. They fucked up his retirement tour
badly.
Big time.
What's really upsetting too is that he was having the chance. They set it up for him to face Rob Van Dam, and then RVD broke both of his heels and is injured, so he couldn't do it, unfortunately. And that's
his retirement match.
Yeah, so he was going to go ahead and face.
Speaking about,
because obviously that's such a big moment. Obviously, I mean that's a huge thing.
Like real quick, what are some names you would say should be there for his retirement match? Like they kind of didn't, how when Undertaker retired at Survivor Series, they had a bunch of people. Like who should be in attendance for that?
RVD obviously is a great name.
RVD,
Edge, I would love to see there, but that's not going to happen. Yeah. Edge, yes, would be a great one. Kurt Angle is a big one. Ruthless
JBL.
Aggression, yeah. Shawn Michaels, Triple H.
Shawn Michaels, yeah.
Yeah, I believe we said Randy Orton. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of
CM Punk,
Roman Reigns. You could even say.
Trying to think of Vince. I don't know if they will allow it, but
I'm sure they will have something to have Vince say, but he won't be on screen. They won't bring him back. I really don't see that happening.
They might get him for like a video package or something. But
I doubt they'll even do that. I think he's just persona non grata.
Maybe they'll show, like, you don't think they'll show him at all? Well, they showed him during Hogan's tribute, right?
I think very little, just to like the early WrestleMania stuff and some of the old footage. But yeah, I mean, the Saudi mania is real. It's happening, and it's unfortunate because, like I said, it's more of a hindrance to fans. You're not to say like, oh, but I don't think they need a WrestleMania. I think that goes against what WrestleMania is now. It's a destination event. It's a tourism event. It's bid on because of all the tourism that it brings. People travel to come to WrestleMania. And I see that happening far less for this show, and more people boycotting or not showing up. They were already upset about the Rumble. This is going to be, and Spaz made a good comment saying, if they were kind of back to back, at least we'd be done with it. If we had the Rumble into Mania, as much as it would be one after the other. At least then it would just be done with. As we're with this, it's staggered out, and we have this to look forward to a year out. I mean, they took WrestleMania away from New Orleans after The Rock had to come out and announce it on live TV on SmackDown, just for them to go back to Vegas and now, you know, Saudi next year. WrestlePalooza, as I mentioned earlier.
Vince McMahon would have never done, by the way. Vince
No.
McMahon would never announce a WrestleMania, then pull it back and say, actually, we're going to do it here because it's going to make us more money.
Yeah.
We're going to go back to the place where it just sucked the year prior.
That is not a Vinceism. Don't promise what you can't deliver, and don't do what you can't keep. So,
yep. Like, that's why I think when he was still in charge in the beginning of 2023, remember they were doing like an acknowledgement ceremony for Roman Reigns, and they advertised every member of the bloodline was going to be there. Then they had to quickly switch that to the trial of Sami Zayn, because Vince McMahon, I think, was like, if you're saying every member of the bloodline in history is going to be there, you're advertising The Rock.
yeah,
So you can't do that.
exactly.
And
Hey,
Triple
he
H
was
had to
smart
switch
enough
it
to
to-
change it. He knew at that point, I got to do something. I've got to change this up. I've got to make it, you know, a few adjustments, and it worked.
I
He
think
was smart.
like not a real life person, Vince McMahon, like the booker, like that's where Vince was like kind of smart. Like he wouldn't just advertise something and not deliver on it. You can't do that.
That was one of Vince's biggest Vince-isms. You know, that's what he was very, you know, against doing. Just like he didn't have hospitals, there were medical facilities. You couldn't, you know, deliver on something that you
Why
couldn't
was that
promise
a
something you
thing?
can't deliver.
I've never understood that. Like hospital, medical. Why was that?
I guess
thing.
he wanted to, I remember the explanation was there at one point. He wanted to sound like more severe, and he also didn't want people calling local hospitals to see if the wrestlers were there. So he said if he said medical facility, people wouldn't look it up.
Now they
I
just say
believe it's-
hospital under Triple H, right?
Yeah, most times hospital or something along those lines.
Because they said Paul Heyman was in the hospital from the guillotine that Roman put on.
yes,
He's still in the hospital.
still there, still recovering. It's funny enough. Did you catch NXT?
I caught some of it because I got home late.
So I had to catch it today
did you get it?
myself. Yes, I watched it today. I didn't get to catch it live. It was a hell of a show though overall. Javon Evans, Josh Briggs was actually a really good match. Surprising, I enjoyed Josh Briggs winning here because of the way they had it done at the end. Briggs basically just knocked out Javon out of the air with a big right hand and pinned him. It was very smart. He hit him with a super kick as he goes for the chair. You think he's gonna win, and it's just like, oh, you know, you see him wrap the chain around his neck to give him the dirty win. It's like, oh, smart. You know, you didn't see it live, and it was obviously a big standout for the match, but they did a good job to go ahead and basically, you know, wrap it around and become Chekhov's chain. DIY had a really fun promo being faces again, even though they're heels on SmackDown.
So
Against
that's an issue
Trick.
I have. I did see a clip. So like, how are you automatically baby faces out of nowhere? Like
Yeah.
this was like the opposite of remember when they had DIY, like when Vince was really falling for, so then Vince was like, all right, they really
Yeah.
like that NXT stuff, so they did like an NXT Raw,
Let's give it to him.
like
Yeah.
one, and then it failed, by the way, because the crowd didn't react. But weren't like Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa what, heels or feuding at the time when they had him up?
Well, no, that was when they brought them back up as they had just feuded, but then they were like together again. So they did it as a DIY thing. It was very weird.
I
It was
remember like Tommaso Ciampa was like NXT champion though, or something at the time when that happened.
something like that. I forget it all now, but you're somewhere in the vein of truth in being correct. Yes. So
So like that's happened to them before, but like
yeah.
they act like it's a whole different some sort of identity. Like they just lose whatever character they had previously, and then
Yeah, because
I
he
don't get
also
it.
did the call up of like 4 people at that point, and Aleister
Yeah.
Black was another one.
He just kept running Aleister Black and Buddy Murphy every week because it was a great match. He's like, all right,
let's do that
I think
again.
even Vince was entertained with it.
He did the 2 out of 3 falls thing. He didn't want matches and commercials. We had all of it. Yeah, urgent care instead of hospital. Now we're talking.
And that shows something. If Vince is really just entertained with a match, he's like, all right, now let's make it 2 out of 3 falls. Let's make it commercial free.
It makes sense why they're making them faces here, because you had Trick come out and say he's not alone, and then him return, Carmelo Hayes. Well, they did it to go ahead and take on Trick. And so they're not really face. I guess they're just against Trick, and that makes them cheered. Go with it. Sure. But Trick, Carmelo Hayes, them being back together and calling him a squatter, and that was a great chant. It was a lot of fun. Great to see Mello back. I haven't been crazy with him with The Miz. He's not done much since being drafted up, so this is good.
Doing back? What happened exactly with Mello?
So he's just returning for the Homecoming show next week. They're bringing back quite a few people for that.
You know who they're bringing back? I heard.
Yes. Yes. We've got quite a big ending there. So. They had Lady Reed take on Fabi Apache in the next speed tournament. It was good. Natty came out and tried to get the distraction. Laney basically dodged the swanton and hit a running knee, got the victory. It was what it was. The speed title, I'm glad they're doing something with it rather than just getting rid of it. You know, it was originally only created for Twitter, and then once that was up, they were kind of like, hey, what now? So Sol Ruka really kind of pushed to make that be something, and I don't blame her, because you're a double champ. Why not try and defend it, right? Absolutely.
Right.
Dark State taking on Hank and Tank, defending their newly won tag titles. Dark State defending them. It was a good match. Probably one of my favorite Joe Hendry appearances yet. This was fantastic. So in the match, they basically are you have Cutler on the outside, and Cutler James is saying, oh, Joe Hendry's not coming this time. And as soon as he says his name,
his name and
he appears. He busts through the NXT like entrance set, actually like comes out, destroys the set, crashes through it, tries to take them on. The referee stops them. You know, we're going to get a big multi-man match with that. That'll be fun coming up again. The flag match was good. I still believe. I'm waiting for Hendry out of TNA and bringing him to WWE, because it needs to happen sooner than later. But he's still over his Rover, and they just keep having a ton of fun with it, and I'm glad. The flag match.
WWE did sign him.
Yes.
Sorry to cut you off, but if WWE did sign him, would he be better off on NXT or the main roster?
I think he does a very, very short stint in NXT just to take a little bit of claim there, maybe, but not long. I'd say like 3 months max. Do what they did for like Julia, maybe even shorter.
Then call him up.
He really doesn't even need NXT at this point. I mean, people saw him at Mania with Randy.
Just like if you could throw balls to the wall and rush it and get him up to the main roster now. What show would he fit better on, Raw or SmackDown?
Ooh, I think Raw at this point would be good for him. Yeah, I think Raw would be fun. I think at this point in time, that would probably be his
IC title, maybe.
Yeah, I think that would be his best bet. And there's a lot, I feel like, going on the Raw side that would probably be able to feature him and not always just have him just be a comedy act either. As we're SmackDown, the main event's kind of usually just reserved for 1 or 2 people. It's been Cena for a while, but with him being away, it's going to be Drew and Cody again.
Yep.
The flag match, I thought the title was on the line, but it wasn't. Tavon Heights beats Ethan Page, grabs the U.S. flag. It was fun. Really, the surprising part was afterwards, Prince Pretty came out, and he's going to go ahead and he's going to take on Ethan Page next week. So I'm excited for that. Should be a good match, you know. We've not seen him in some time, and I think it'll be a pretty hype thing. It was, you know, effective. And then
Oh yeah.
we had Fatal Influence taking on the Culling, and then taking on Sol Ruka and Zarya. So it was an elimination match. Sol Ruka accidentally hits Zarya with the Soul Snatcher. So they've speared each other, they've crashed into each other, but now she hit her with her finisher, which led to her being pinned.
The Soul Snatcher, because I think it could come out of anywhere.
I guess the Soul Snatcher. And from there, it wasn't too surprising because the Culling went ahead and got the win. Izzy Dame at the end. I enjoyed it. They're going to be the ones to face Alexa and Charlotte. I feel like they need it the most. Fatal Influence is crumbling. They already have a story. Same thing with Soul being champ, and seems like Zarya's going to be tired of always getting beat. And,
Right.
you know, so those entities already have something to do on both ends. The Culling ladies aren't doing a damn thing, so having them go for the tag titles, I feel like, is best of all worlds. And JC was really pissed. She was like berating,
Would you
know,
put,
everybody.
Would you put the titles on them, or would you still run with
No,
Alexa and Charlotte?
I would still
or-
run with Alexa and Charlotte, but you can have a couple of matches with these two. Do the first match, then do like a
I
stipulation
think they would have
match.
good matches.
Yeah, I think it would be a lot of fun and elevate the
Okay, I agree with
Culling
you.
without doing
Yeah, I
it,
agree.
you know, to death. And
No,
that's
you're
when
spot on with that. No, that's
Stephanie
that's probably
Backcourt,
the best way to go.
she came back, and La
Ooh,
Primera.
the one that a lot of people heard what I said and like tried to debate me on it.
Yeah,
Not changing my opinion on it, but like I get it. I'm not gonna be mad. You know, I like Stephanie. Right? I think you know that.
yes,
But,
obviously.
like I just worry it's too early for. Hopefully, I'm wrong on that. I don't mind her winning the title, but my fear is just it's too early for her. Just want to throw that out there again.
Yeah, I know. I still don't think so, but I mean, we'll see what comes of it. I think it's a better idea than if they just go ahead and give the title back to Io, though. At this point,
Here we go. Yeah, that's why you probably should have done a tournament and
they
like,
could have
again,
done a
this
lot of
has
things
nothing to do
that
with Judgment Day.
would have been better.
This has more to do with storyline, long-term story for the women's world title, because that women's world title could really use it.
Yeah,
I think you either would have had Roxanne or Raquel win that tournament, because that's long-term booking, because now they're doing everything Liv did, right? I got the title. They're
yeah,
not taking Dominic. I think Dominic is more loyal to Liv this time, because if you notice the differences between like when Dominic was with Rhea, like he didn't mind talking to Liv, but this one he just seems weirded out by Roxanne's existence in the Judgment Day.
yeah. Shout out to
So
Spaz figuring
Roxanne
it out step
winning
by
the
step.
title, or Raquel,
Yeah.
like either one. But
Either
I'm just
way.
saying the women's world title needs a long-term story.
Yes, they need a few long-term stories, and
I agree.
NXT has been decent about keeping up with the stories. They've been the ones to hold fast with
Yeah,
continuing
they do it a
narratives.
lot better.
Having
That's my other fear. is
Stephanie come
winning
back
it
here because
could
she
have a
lost.
long-term story.
She lost her title to JC Jane. You know, so JC saying I'm the best champ of all time. Listen, bitch, that's not how this is going down. We got some problems here, you know, and I was pretty happy that that's the way they did it. I like that they then brought out Tiffany Stratton. That was awesome.
Tiffy
And
time.
then we went directly into Mommy
I'm
coming
just
out.
singling this person out. I'm gonna single her out too.
Yeah,
But so all the people that are trying to end Tiffany, Rhea, all coming out. But maybe you should just have like a fatal four-way, you know, with Tiffany, Rox, Rhea.
I
Has to
feel
be
like
a-
it's a bad
yeah.
time to make a neck joke with everything that happened today, but
Who made a
Booker
neck
T,
joke?
Booker T,
Oh.
he went ahead and said, "I gotta pop my dick." That's what he said. Honest to God, he said, "I gotta pop my dick," and it even
Yikes.
said the word "dick" in the subtitles. So he said, "I gotta pop my neck, like I got a stiff neck, like you know." Hey,
Oh,
I
I'm gonna put
I
dick in
get
the
it.
Subtitles.
I would play it, but yeah, it sounded like I gotta pop my dick when Tiffany came out. So Booker,
Yikes! The subtitles.
yeah,
That's what Booker T there. But
whoop that
Tiffany,
trick, Booker.
I think Tiffany is better off as a heel.
Yes. She has a glass ceiling as a face, I feel like. She's just more natural and believable. Unfortunately, I don't think you'll hear the audio here, but I've got to play this for the audience really quick, because Booker T, he knew what he was doing. I don't think he meant to say it this way, and he covered for himself. Maybe, I don't know, but we hear it right here.
You gotta pop my dick, man.
I mean, that's bad. That's let me go one more here so you can hear it as well. You ready, sir? We'll try to update the audio. We'll see if it lets us. Yep, there we go. All right. Once again, Booker.
I gotta pop my dick, man.
See?
I gotta pop my dick, man.
You're what?
Pop my dick, man.
You're what? Booker, you're what?
Pop my dick, man.
It does sound like he's saying
Booker.
dick.
I like it. Oh yeah, man.
Booker. You gotta pop his neck, man. Yeah,
And the moment.
That's what I heard. I know you gotta not hear yourself, but lo and behold, I mean, we got the Powerpuff Girls in WWE, like they said, and it was funny. Twisted D, put him on himself, and he's got a point. You got Stephanie, Tiff, and Rhea teaming up. It definitely feels that way.
Powerpuff Girls.
Yeah. And hey,
that's actually.
I'll take it. It's
hilarious.
funny. Yeah. Let me Mark select this over here before the computer has a heart attack. But yeah, the imagery does not lie. There's our Powerpuff Girls for Instagram. I've got to go ahead and I had it before where it was properly cropped for Instagram, but unfortunately it didn't want to work. Nothing wanted to work when we were trying to go live.
Wait,
it was.
I thought you said that's what you wanted to be for Halloween. Me, you, Spaz, and Paul, or something like.
Yeah.
Be the Powerpuff Girls.
All of us. Yeah.
Were
I
we
wanted to be the
supposed to-
Power Rangers, but you heard me wrong and ordered the wrong costume already. So now we all have to be the Powerpuff
you said-
Girls because you can't get a refund.
So, all because I heard Power, so I hung up the phone right after I heard Power, and then.
Yeah, I wanted to be the Power Rangers, the 5 of us. So now we have to be repeat Powerpuff Girls. So we got 2 Bubbles. You and I both got to be Bubbles.
What are you gonna do with that?
What was it? Made with sugar, spice, everything nice, and Chemical X. I used to love that. Dexter's Lab. Oh, back in the day, all those shows. Johnny Bravo. I'm talking old stuff now. Aging myself here. Freakazoid. The Tick. A lot of flashbacks on that point, but hey, I appreciate NXT doing something with this homecoming show. They're gonna have Grayson Waller on there interviewing. I mean, it's gonna be Obafemi, and then they're gonna go ahead and have Ricky Saints come out there. That's going to be epic. The 3 of them on the mic. Obafemi's been a damn good promo for a while. Ricky Saints is a joy to listen to.
What do they call that? That's going to be cinema?
Cinema. Absolute cinema. It would just be like Grayson Waller, But we have Ethan Page and Tyler Breeze. As I said, Prince Pretty for the North American title. I'm thinking Ethan Page retains. They're just having Tyler Breeze as a one-off, but that's still a lot of fun to see him return and try and capture the title again. I don't know if you agree, if you think Ethan Page is going to retain over Tyler Breeze, but it was fun to see him return this week with his selfie stick in hand.
Who did you think's going to win?
Ethan Page. I think he'll retain
Ethan
over
Page.
Tyler Breeze, yeah.
Well, he's. Well, is Tyler Breeze back full time, or is he just like?
I
there
don't
for a
know. I
special?
think it's just the homecoming. That's what I'm getting at. I think that's it currently. So.
Okay, so yeah, then that's probably the most likely outcome. Tyler Breeze isn't going to win.
Yeah, I don't think so, but you never know. They've surprised us before. I think Ethan Page will likely retain regardless. But you never know. They could want some big noteworthy thing going on here. So get some surprise. No green screen it up. Then we have the 6-woman tag. As we said, the Powerpuff Girls taking on Fatal Influence. I mean, how do the faces not win here? They're building up Stephanie. obviously heading into WrestlePalooza. Rhea is still one of their top stars, and you know she is because that's who they brought out for their final, like, oh shit moment. Like, holy hell, this is it. Who's coming out? It's Mommy. The crowd erupted for Tiffy, but for Rhea, they corpsed. They dead. They died. Those guys went insane. There was one guy right behind where the entrance ramp starts and ends, and the entranceway, I should say. And he just like fell over when Rhea came out. Like he falls into his seat. It's hilarious. He was so over dramatic, but yeah, the faces have to win here. This is the typical make the crowd happy match, but it's going to be so much fun. And while we're seeing the implosion, the dissolution of Fatal Influence, I mean, JC was there berating everybody as Stephanie and the faces came out. So then we've got DIY taking on Trick and Carmelo. I think Trick and Carmelo are going to win. Trick's the TNA champ. To have DIY, who are doing nothing on SmackDown, come in and beat the TNA champ, I don't know. I think Trick is going to get this one. Believe it or not. I may be crazy, but I think Trick's taking it.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
It's got to happen. I don't know if you're agreeing, but I think Trick's going to win. You're with me, and it seems like that's what has to happen. I'm excited.
I like it. Oh, yeah, man.
Sorry, I was getting
man. Sorry, I'm a hype
the
too.
microphone fixed. I kind of.
You're good, my friend, because this is all building, of course. You're good. This is all building to No Mercy. And the 3 matches we have already is Sol Ruka defends her Speed Champion against either Laney Reed or Candice LeRae. I think it's going to be Laney Reed. Then we've got JC Jane taking on Lola Vice, obviously, for the NXT women's title. I think Lola might win here because they have her as such a huge star in AAA, which we'll get to shortly, but I'm thinking that might happen, honestly. I mean, Lola Vice has been very, very popular. I don't know if you agree there, but they're trying to elevate her. Winning. Yeah, they're really pushing her heavily. And for the next PLE, that's September 27th. Fort Lauderdale, Florida, at the War Memorial Auditorium.
Has gotten a lot of popularity.
Yeah, she's been heavily featured. She's the first one to get a dual contract with AAA and NXT. She's been featured in TNA. She's been all over the place. So they are having her featured prominently with Mr. Iguana taking on Finn Balor and Roxanne.
My thing is you got to capitalize on that.
Yes.
You got to capitalize on that when the iron's hot, and I think that's who you have win.
Yeah, I think Lola Vice likely is going to go over. And then we have Obafemi and Ricky Saints. And I wonder how much more they can do with Obafemi, really, at this point. We'll get into it as we get closer to September 27th, but I think it's possible. I don't know if they're going to wait all the way until Stand and Deliver.
What would you do with Obafemi? Would you be like have him be?
They've been teasing.
I've seen some people suggest him be the next Mark Henry. I don't know if that's good.
I don't think that's the worst idea. I mean, something along those lines of where he's got to be booked very strong and not easily defeated whatsoever. Ricky Saints pulling out the win here would be incredible. That would put him over. That would put him on the map with NXT and
but
with
that's
the fans.
Another thing. Like these are two people that I don't think have a very long future still on NXT. I think they are more sooner to be brought up to the main roster than they are to.
I think Ricky Saints is going to be there until probably Mania time. Maybe the Rumble, but probably Mania. Yeah, I think he's going to be the next champ and the next one to kind of carry that flag for a bit.
I know a lot of people wanted him in Seth Rollins. I don't know if that's still up in the air. So
I preferred Ethan Page. Yeah, that was who I was going for. I wanted to see him go ahead, not Carmelo, but
so
Ethan
you think
Page.
Ricky Starks Saints is winning?
Yeah, it seems like he's going to be the one to go ahead and Starks. You know, this is a big show. That would be huge. 2 new champions.
I still call him by his old name. I don't know.
I know. They, Stark Saints, they've done the reset a couple of times in other iterations where they've done it on TV shows and whatnot, where we saw Obafemi and Stephanie Vancourt take the title that night, and, when they brought it out to the CW. I can see them doing something big for this. It's almost a year out since when they last did the kind of, title reset, and it would be a chance for them to put it on some faces again. And Obafemi's had a long reign, but JC certainly doesn't need a long one. She's done well for what she's done. I see Fatal Influence being called up sooner than later, though.
Jane, though, people still criticize her even being the champion. I think they were just mad from the get-go when she first won it, and there was no winning people over.
Yeah,
with her winning the NXT
I mean, she's done very well.
Remember the outrage? I agree. Remember the outrage though when she
people were livid because she.
So will they even admit she did good, or is it because they were mad at that time? They'll forever be.
I think it's gonna be where people acknowledge now because they've seen her consistently deliver. I mean, since the match with Stephanie where she shockingly won, and I thought that was a good kind of swerve. Unexpected. Stephanie got moved up.
We've talked about that numerous times on WWE shows. You need that big swerve like that. It's crazy. It's gonna want you to tune into the next NXT, Raw, or SmackDown, wherever you do a show.
Yeah.
Like a shocking upset win. It happens in sports all the time. In football, there's upsets. Why can't there be any in wrestling? Why does it just have to be wrestler A always has to beat wrestler B to fit the narrative? What I'm saying?
No, I get that. And we've seen it a lot. We've seen it happen quite a few times. And it's kind of like a tried and true trope that gets repeated often. I'm not sure that we need it anymore. Yeah, I mean... You're not wrong. We'll see what happens with No Mercy when we get to that point, but they still got time to add a few more matches. Likely we'll see something happen with maybe they'll add the women's tag to that show. That would not be a bad idea at all now that we have the culling going for the titles. But No Mercy the 27th, going to be exciting. Obviously, before then, we've got WrestlePalooza coming up on the 20th. NXT this past week, last night, got 654,000 viewers, so it's 1,000 down from last week. They had 655 last week, so they stayed pretty much in the same range. We'll see what happens with AEW tonight. From a lot of people on Twitter, it seems like it was 2 hours of nothing. I mean, even their usual staunch defenders is saying that, hey, it doesn't seem like tonight was a good show, unfortunately. So, not the best build to All Out. As of right now, for All Out, their big match is Jon Moxley, Darby Allin in a coffin match. We'll give predictions, when we get closer to both WrestlePalooza, and we're going to be talking about, of course, All Out in Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
That's right. Spaz will be there. We'll have a man on the inside in Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto.
Glad to have him in the building to let us know what's going on. And then he'll be headed home to watch WrestlePalooza. So Tony Storm, Chris Statlander, Jamie Hayter, Hekla. We got a 4-way match for the AEW women's title. Mercedes is taking on Riho. I couldn't give less of a shit. Riho is one that I've never cared for, never been into, never believed at her as a wrestler, as champ, nothing. All of the Jim Cornette isms with her, with 90 pounds soaking wet and all that, it fits. It's just, it never works. She can't cut a promo. She doesn't. It just doesn't work. The character is non-existent. It's just I'm a foreign person that was pushed because Kenny Omega decided to do so. We've got Edge and Christian teaming up again to take on FTR. MJF and Mark Briscoe. Briscoe gets to choose the stipulation. Moxley and Darby in that coffin match. And then we've got Ricochet and the GOA, so Toa Leona and Bishop Khan taking on the Hurt Syndicate. And Kyle Fletcher challenged Hangman Page to a title match, but it's not been made official yet, but that's likely what's happening at the show as well. So that'll be good. I'll be excited to see that, of course. Kyle Fletcher, as we know here, favorite on the show. With honor. That's right. Kyle Fletcher, a favorite here. But all in all, I am happy to see that match is being added because Spaz will enjoy that, and it should probably be the main event I'm hoping they might do the coffin match as the main, but we'll talk about that and more when we get there. Like I said, folks, we'll also be live upcoming this Friday night for the Into Somewhere coverage of AAA Mania. That's right. So AAA Worlds Collide is going to be on this Friday after SmackDown. SmackDown's in Norfolk, Virginia. We got Drew McIntyre taking on Randy Orton, Tiffany Stratton against Jade Cargill for the women's title. Brock Lesnar will be there live. Drew and Randy is big because Triple H confirmed that Cody Rhodes will be there. On the Pat McAfee show, he confirmed that Cody Rhodes will be defending his WWE Championship against Drew McIntyre. And he'll be there. He's like, oh, I wasn't supposed to share that news until Monday. So I don't know if he's returning there or if we see him return on SmackDown on the Go Home show next week. Or this Friday, we'll see what happens. No Cena.
Would you give that match a stipulation, or does it not need a stipulation?
Yeah, I mean, probably not. First off, Drew and Cody, I would just do straight up, and then you can, like the Punk way, build in the stipulations. Is there any matches
on that show that don't have a stipulation that should get one?
That's a good question. You know,
I think John Cena and Brock Lesnar might fit. That might need one, like no holds barred or something, like they're, you know, Extreme Rules. Same thing though. No holds barred, Extreme Rules.
Io and Stephanie, shit, right? I don't think needs one. Becky and Seth from the Vision taking on Punk and AJ in a mixed tag. No. Jimmy and Jay taking on Braun and Braun. Maybe.
Match.
That would be good for the vacant title. I don't think it needs to be, but it would be. It would add to it certainly. Because there's no stipulations at all with this, so yeah, none at all with the card so far. But Cody will be there. Maybe we'll get something with him and Drew. Probably just a straight up match.
I'll be there.
Hey, I'll be happy for. And then this Monday on Raw,
I have to go confront Drew for us.
You're gonna have to. You're gonna have to go and you know, be valiant. John Cena will be on Raw this upcoming Monday to sell WrestlePalooza's Go Home. Then we have Seth Rollins and Becky. They're meeting face to face with Punk and AJ Lee. That'll be exciting. Then we have Lyra taking on Roxanne Perez. It'll be the Go Home show. We'll be live. Make sure you guys are subscribed, hitting the like button, and tuned in for that. We appreciate it greatly. Yeah, AAA Worlds Collide, Friday, September 12th, coming up right after SmackDown, as we gave you the rundown for. It sounds like it's going to be a good card. We've got 6 matches to go over here. We'll give our predictions for. They have a Lucha Showcase to start, so we've got La Parka, Mascarita Sagrada, Octagon Jr., and Nino Hamburguesa taking on the LWO's Cruz del Toro, Joaquin Wilde, Lince Dorado, and Mini Abismo. So we're going to go ahead and see the LWO basically take on the Lucha favorites. I think the Lucha favorites easily take this. La Parka's not going to lose with a hamburger on his side. I think for sure the faces win here. What are you thinking, sir?
Repeat again one more time. I'm not
so the Lucha
with,
the Lucha Showcase. Show, so. Yeah, so La Parka and his team taking on the LWO and Mini Abismo.
Have you followed any of this? Like what would you
It's basically
again,
just a match for match sakes. There's not much story here. They're just kind of putting faces against heels together. It's going to be a showcase of Lucha madness. I think La Parka's team wins. You're going to go with the LWO?
Yeah.
Not a bad get. Then we have the AAA Latin American champion, El Hijo del Dr. Wagner Jr. That's a mouthful. He's defending against Dragon Lee, JD McDonough, and Ethan Page in a 4-way. Ethan Page again being featured here in AAA. Cool to see JD McDonough featured this time, since they are using Finn Balor again, likely just to sell more Demonitos, $100 puppets. They didn't sell a ton of the first time. That's all right. Falling in Reverse's Ronnie's son Donnie puppet is like 300. You know, people are just pricing and marking out for puppets. Yeah, I think that Dr. Wagner Jr. is going to retain here, but it's going to be a hell of a fatal four-way, that's for sure. I don't know if you agree, but
Dr. Wagner Jr. Yeah, I think that's the only logical solution. They're not going to have JD McDonough, Ethan
no.
Page, or Dragon Lee. No,
Dragon Lee,
so,
they do nothing with ever. We made the joke earlier.
No.
They only had him, with AJ Styles to do the AJ Lee meme joke. JD McDonough is already a tag champ at this point. Ethan Page has a North American title, so everybody's just there for star power. And it'll be a hell of a match, but the champ's going to retain. Then, as we mentioned before, we've got Mr. Iguana and Lola Vice taking on Finn Balor and Roxanne Perez. Not to copy Spaz, but he had the idea that I had as well, and I'll let him explain it in full. But I think that the way they've been booking Lola has been very strong, and they want to pretty much have her go to the moon and build her up into NXT No Mercy. So they're going to have those two go over Roxanne and Finn. I think Lola's going to get the pin on Roxanne here.
I think
Judgment Day is losing
too, but I actually agree with this. Liz might be surprised. I'm not going with the Judgment Day here.
Right?
So here's my theory on that, though.
Oh.
I think everyone from the Judgment Day, because I didn't pick JD McDonough either. I think all the Judgment Day loses, which will spoil my prediction with Dominic. But I think it's going to be the jealousy thing. They're going to all lose. Dominic's going to win that title. He's going to be 2 belts Dom. And that's going to get them all jealous. And that's going to get them booted because they're all jealous.
They're already upset with Dom already.
Now they're going to be jealous of his success. And
hell of a theory, my friend. I'm shocked and surprised. Not only did you go against your dear Judgment Day, but you've got some logical booking there, too. I'm like, fuck me, that's a good story. I like that. God damn it. All right, sign me up. Start that match. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. Finn Balor won't look weak, but Roxanne's going to be the one to lose here. And that's, again,
you don't think they'll have Finn Balor?
I don't think they're going to pin Balor. I think they want Lola to get the pin over Roxanne. They want her to be even booked stronger heading into...
I guess that's true, but he is Finn Balor, as they say.
Yeah. I think that Finn can be silly. He could be fun. He could be serious. He could be a badass. We've seen all different versions of him. It usually works very well. I'm intrigued to see what we get going forward. The Demonito thing is fun. It's silly, but he could still be serious if he needs to with the tag titles and with JD McDonough. I'm curious, what everybody's favorite AJ Lee moment is. Let us know in the chat while we're chatting away here for AAA Mania. But I think Lola wins that one. Regardless, we agree with that side winning. So
wow, everyone might be shocked that I went against the Judgment Day.
I think so. That's a hell of a,
Except
get.
Dominic, but
well, we'll see what happens there. Not like I said though. Dominic's been on the outs. He's been with
But what I'm saying about Dominic
El
winning
Grande
makes
Americano.
Sense,
I think so as well. I think it tells a very good story. El Grande has been helping Dom, and that's been causing a lot of tension in the Judgment Day. They're like, what are you doing? What is this bullshit? You're guilty. Yes, indeed. So then we have Fabi Apache taking on Natalya to discover the #1 contender for the women's title. I think Natty's going to win here, so long as it's Natty that shows up, not Natalya. And it looks to be, with what we saw on NXT, that she's still in this like badass gimmick, which is going well for her. I think this is probably the best version of her we've seen. I like seeing her just be a legit badass. Go with it. Makes sense. Hart Dynasty. Go for it. Natalya, Natty wins here. That's my pick.
Natalya, Natty, whatever you like to call her, yeah.
Natalya, Natty.
Natty is what's better. I think Natty is a different beast than Natalya.
Yeah, I don't think anybody's calling her a cunt, but just saying,
Calling her what?
A cunt.
Hey, PG.
I'm just saying. Natty, Natalia.
Hey.
Just throwing it out there like she's supposed to be this crazy psycho, right? Yeah, hell of a shirt.
Yeah.
See you next Tuesday. Moving on. My non-favorite, Psycho Clown and Pagano, the AAA World Tag Team Champions against Kofi Kingston and Xavier Woods from The New Day in mourning.
The New Day in mourning.
Yes, they're still mourning. They lost the Raw Tag titles to the Judgment Day, so, or whoever the hell took them at that point. And now we got to go ahead and deal with them trying to take the AAA titles. Not going to happen. Again, just here for star power. Kind of weird to have the New Day in AAA, but it works. Hey, they're doing something with them because they've done jack all since they lost the titles. I think Psycho and Pagano defend it. Daniel Garcia heel turn. Who gives a fuck? I agree, Pico. A lot of people not happy with AEW tonight, and I can understand why. So pretty much everyone said just 2 hours of nothing. They had Hangman Page and Josh Alexander, and it was basically, you know, as you thought. Hangman defeats Josh, and Buckshot Lariat for the pin. I guess it's going to be a good match, but they've beaten the hell out of him.
That's shocking.
And then Fletcher and him had an interaction. You got Moxley basically saying they'll get $250,000 if they showed up and won his team. Okay. With the Bucks. Sure. Then you had Mercedes Moné and Emi Sakura taking on Riho and Alex Windsor. That skip. Riho, of course, won. She went over. Ricochet taking on Shelton Benjamin. Skip. Ricochet beat Shelton, and they didn't agree to the gentleman's agreement. Tony Storm and Sky Blue in a Philly street fight. Apparently, it was just a very violent match for the sake of being violent. Tony defeats Sky Blue pretty easily with a Storm Zero on the chair for the win. And then we had the All-Stars match. Moxley, Matt and Nick Jackson, Wheeler Yuta, and Claudio Castagnoli with Marina taking on Samoa Joe, the Ops, Powerhouse Hobbs, Shibata, Bandito, Brody King, Brodito, in a 10-man tag for $500,000. Yay.
For money now. The All-Star tag matches are for money now?
I guess with this one, yeah, that's what they wanted. You know, joy. Having Hangman and, you know, Fletcher for All Out, I'm fine with, but I really thought that the Death Riders were just gonna be done. I mean, really, I thought they were just gonna be, hey, Hangman beat you, he hung you out to dry, literally. That's all we need.
Whoa.
He did. He hung him out to dry, and Moxley tapped out, being choked to death. That's all they needed, but instead we got just an ongoing continuation of bullshit, and I'm not surprised. So, yeah, getting back, we had the last match for our main event, AAA Mega Champion. I know we took a detour to go over Dynamite quick. Mega Champion El Hijo del Vikingo defends against Dominic, Dirty Dom, Judgment Day's own Mysterio, the best Mysterio. I like that he was like, oh, can you ever reconcile with your dad? And he's like, oh, Eddie's always watching me. Like, he makes all these great comments still as a heel. If he turns face, he's not going to be a face. He's going to be like Roman, I said. You know, he's going to be that, hey, I'm a dick still, but you love me kind of thing. Dirty Dom. It's got to work that way. We got to get it. You know, the dirty Dom. A lot of fun, but I'm certainly I'm with you. Dominic Mysterio is winning. I want to see him win. The fans would go truly
hearing everybody go absolutely
banana. People would just erupt. They're gonna love it. It's almost better than Spanish Joe Hendry. Actually, it might be better. It is better.
Think so?
But yeah, Dom winning is going to be epic if they let it happen. hell yeah, the crowd is going to erupt. It's again more reason for Finn to be mad. Now you got a double champ, the IC title, and this. He's not helping them, but he's expecting them to help him. He's got this deal with El Grande Americano. We've got multiple El Grandes now running around. There's 3 of them running loose. Chad Gable's still injured. I mean, they're going to be in Las Vegas September 12th, this Friday after SmackDown. We're going to be doing a watch along for it live. Going to be a ton of fun. We'll review SmackDown while watching Worlds Collide with you guys. Don't miss it this Friday. And then we'll be live again on Monday for the Raw review. So I'm excited. You know, Worlds Collide it's shaped up for a really nice card. The 6 matches seems like it's going to be a fun, just about 2 hours or so. Last time they had a lot of people tune in, close to like 600,000, I believe, concurrent on YouTube, but it did millions of views later on. One of the most viewed in America, I think it was. I know they get tons of views in Mexico still, but yeah, this is going to be massive. I'm excited. You know, I think it's going to be a good show. SmackDown on Friday should be fun. I'm looking forward to Drew and Randy. Obviously, Drew is going to, you know.
Who did you have for Dominic and?
I'm taking Dom. Dom's got to win. Yeah.
Dominic. Okay, you got it. You just needed to make sure you said that twice or 3 times. How many times you needed to say it?
At least 10.
You hear that, people?
That's right.
Dominic's
winning. You know, so Fletcher has to be alone with no help for the Don Callis family. That's Fletcher agreed. He gave his word. So it's a rematch from their only singles meeting this past April in the Owen Hart Foundation Tournament semifinals that Paige won. It's Fletcher's first title shot in Toronto.
Yo, we clutched up in Toronto, elimination chamber.
That's right. Baz will be there, as we mentioned. So All Out getting a bit updated with that one. Stipulations, you know, all over the place. Coffin matches and, you know, everything else be damned. We'll see what happens, but all in all, I'm excited for the upcoming few weeks. I mean, we've got WrestlePalooza, we've got All Out, we've got the AAA, you know, the Worlds Collide show, we've got NXT, obviously, coming up with No Mercy. So a lot happening in the next few weeks. Then after that, we've got TakeOver Perth in Australia, Halloween Havoc, Bound for Glory is coming up, the Dudleys taking on the Hardys for the last time ever. That's going to be excellent. I'm excited to see what happens there too. You know, there's just for as much as there's not always the best news, like our Saudi WrestleMania 43 taking place in Saudi Arabia. I get sick every time I see that little graphic floating around here. But besides that, I mean, we do have at least some good things to look into. I mean, Mark Shapiro says that we'll share as much makes sense with the stars of WWE and UFC, but they're saying that everybody's paid well right now. AJ Lee's suspected, you know, current income is around $4 million, supposedly. I don't know if her contract is that, but, you know, we'll see what actually comes out of it. But Mark Shapiro was a part of that technology conference on Wednesday, and he was asked about fighter and wrestler pay, and he's like, it's not at the top of his list. He said the cream of the crop will get paid the premium dollars. And he said UFC doing of the night bonuses when they signed with ESPN is an example of that, perhaps not realizing UFC bonuses began long before that, but hey, that's okay. So Mark not sounding too great, saying that we're going to pay people less and charge fans more. Awesome.
That's fucking ridiculous. And then they were making it like a bad thing. Well, all Vince cared for is
getting families in the door. Getting families in the door.
Yeah.
Getting people to watch the show. McMahon doing it bad.
Who he wanted to. I can't believe he would do such a thing.
You know, with everything that's happened today, I failed to believe that even the usual dosage helps, my friend, you know, and that's kind of the sad part. But you know, we try to make funny jokes here and whatnot, but the happy pills, they ain't helping. In a day. As we said, I mean, at least wrestling can be that distraction. I hope people can find something that they're passionate about, some hobby, some relief from the day-to-day bullshit that's out there. And You know, like I said, we'll be live this Friday for SmackDown for AAA Mania. It's going to be a great time. We'll be there for Worlds Collide, doing our watch along while we review SmackDown, talking about the Lesnar match that's upcoming with John Cena at WrestlePalooza. And then we'll be live again this Monday for the Raw review. As always, got some more content coming out over the weekend as well. Some podcasts. Hopefully, the next episode of Guilty or Guilt Free as well. That'd be great to bring to you guys. So, as long as technology plays along and decides to agree, right?
Yep.
Exactly. I posted the link in the chat earlier. We have it heading right into Spaz, Phoenix, and I talking about all the latest wrestling news, getting ourselves, a little bit distracted and finding a way to get away from this day. So make sure you go ahead and check out the Get Hyped with myself and Spaz over on his channel. This will lead you directly into that. Cody, please tell these lovely people where they can find you, my good friend.
Well, we can't do that just yet.
Oh, because we have to do picks. I got it right here.
Yes, we do.
I got my sticky note ready.
Want me to read?
You gotta give me week 2, buddy. You gotta let me know.
All
so I'm
You ready?
I'm going back on my 8-8 week 1 predictions to blind predict week 2. All right, let's see what terrible
Hopefully,
picks I can make here. Let's see.
You can go like 9, but 7.
Man,
Hopefully, you can at least improve a little.
improve a little bit. Go one up. Yeah, we'll see what happens there.
All right.
What do we got?
You got the Washington Commanders or Redskins, whatever you like to call them, versus the Packers. Thursday Night Football tomorrow.
Ooh, tomorrow's game. Washed up Foreskins and Packers.
Hey.
Let's say... Go Pack Go. I'm going to take Green Bay. Green Bay. Go Pack Go.
I'll shave the cheese off of everyone's heads. That how they wear those cheese head things.
Yes. I got the reference and joke there.
So
I need better picking music. Hold on here. Let's what do we got for loops here? I think I got some still. Here we go. Get the background track. All right.
Sip of water.
So what's while you're getting rehydrated? What's the next game?
All right, you got first game for Sunday. You got the Giants versus the Cowboys.
All right, Giants. I'm always gonna pick the Giants, and especially I'll never probably ever pick the Cowboys unless they're playing the Eagles, and then it's just funny.
Fair. But I hate the Eagles with a passion, so that too.
Right on.
Seahawks versus Steelers.
Oh, let's go Steelers.
You got the Rams versus the Titans.
Rams.
You got the Bills versus the Jets.
Ooh, go with the Jets. No, we'll go with the Bills. There we go.
Bills. All right.
Bills, yeah.
You got the Patriots versus the Dolphins.
Oh, we'll go with the Patriots.
You got the Cons versus the Bengals. The Cons versus the
Yes,
Bengals.
and Jackson. So we'll go with Cincinnati instead of Jacksonville.
Yeah, I don't blame you. That's what you get, Tony, for
Jacksonville not taking it there. No one's been a fan of Jacksonville for a while, it seems like. So
not at all. They've been a mid-team for a while. Oh, it goes hand in hand with their wrestling company.
Oh, sorry, Tony, but it's not exactly
49ers
false.
versus the Saints.
Ooh, let's go with the Saints, New Orleans, just for Ricky. Just for Ricky.
Ricky. There we go. Shout out Ricky.
Shout out Ricky.
Saints.
That's right.
Browns versus the Ravens.
Ravens.
Bears versus the Lions.
Ooh, let's go with the Bears. Chicago. Chicago. Post up.
CM Punk and Seth Rollins would like that pick, I'm sure.
Right? They're all about it.
You got the Broncos versus the Colts.
Colts. Go with
You
Indy.
got
Probably doing terrible.
Panthers versus the Cardinals.
Panthers versus Cardinals. We'll go with the Cardinals. It seems the way to
Super
go.
Bowl
This point.
rematch. You got the Eagles versus the Chiefs.
No, Chiefs. The Chefs.
The Chefs. I
The
like
Chefs.
that. Hopefully they cook up in bird stew and clip the wings of the Eagles.
3 to go. What do we got?
You got the Vikings versus the Falcons.
Ooh, let's go with the Falcons. This time. Yeah.
You got 2 Monday Night Football games. You got the Buccaneers versus the Texans.
All right, so we'll go with the Buccaneers.
Then second Monday Night Football game, you got Chargers versus the Raiders.
Ooh, Raiders.
I like your picks.
All right, so Green Bay, Giants, Steelers, Rams, Bills, Patriots, Bengals, Saints, Ravens, Bears, Colts, Cardinals, Chiefs, Falcons, Bucks, and Raiders. We'll have to see how your picks go ahead and suffice against mine, good sir. And we'll see what happens. We've got week 2 gone ahead and in the sticky note, so there it is, official. We'll see what happens. I mean, I was 50% the first week. We'll see what happens week 2. I don't manage any type of fantasy drafts because, God, I managed to win the egg in that.
I would have said I hope you
draft
want clean sweep, but I can't let you get a clean sweep for tomorrow. That's not. I can't root for that then.
No. You need the Commanders to do something.
We call them the Redskins around here.
Oh, gonna get yourself canceled for that one.
I know. Look what
Sadly,
happened, guys.
we know what's going on. Well, we'll see if Liv Morgan makes her epic return or not at AAA Worlds
that's
Collide.
the last thing I need to ask you.
You know?
Okay, just for the shits and giggles of asking, because it's like a running thing now. Does Liv Morgan return to help Dominic at Worlds Collide this Friday?
I don't think so. I think she's gonna be coming back not too long from now, though. Like another month and a half. I think we'll see her before Survivor Series. I'm thinking around there. It'll be a good time to bet on her.
If she's not back by Survivor Series, it's just going to be the Rumble.
Yeah, it seems like it. So, I mean, hopefully Survivor Series, then the Rumble. If she comes back at the Rumble, then she's winning the Rumble, which isn't a bad thing. She could still win the Rumble.
If she comes back at the Rumble, she's losing. Someone said if she's coming back at the Rumble, she's losing. I talked to on Twitter. What do you think of that?
I can see, because I mean, she was the champ previously, and she comes back right into it, and I think she goes strong. I think that she'll be a face, and they'll have her on that pedestal again. Yeah, she's going to be a top star, because people are going to go nuts for her. Her return is going to be massive.
No offense to Worlds Collide, you don't think that's a big enough show for...
No, not enough of the main WWE audience is going to be tuning in. Hopefully with the leading from SmackDown, they do even better this time, but we'll see what comes of it, really. I mean, you know,
yeah.
I'm reading Barack Obama said, "We don't know yet what motivated the person who shot and killed Charlie Kirk, but this kind of despicable violence has no place in our democracy. Michelle and I will be praying for Charlie's family tonight, especially when his wife, Erica, and their 2 young children." So
we don't know the motives yet. Clearly, the guy was unwell.
Well, the top comment says silence N-word, and it's been upvoted or liked, 40,000 times. So cool. Gotta love Twitter. Yeah, I mean, trying to send a
So,
genuine.
final takes on that. What do you think about people saying we need to find out what the motives are first?
What motives matter? I guess it can answer some questions, but really, in the end of the day, it was some deranged individual that believed they were in the right. And the worst part is that they're still out there at this point. You don't know what else they have planned. You
I
have
heard they
people saying
arrested
that
the wrong person.
yeah, that old man they arrested was not the shooter. He was either mentally
Is that a
ill.
lawsuit?
He was yelling "shoot me" many times over and over again. So that was strange. I was thinking he was
So,
it, but he's not the one. And it seems like
is that a
maybe he
lawsuit
just
because they arrested the wrong guy? Or?
no, because he made himself a suspect
Yeah.
at that point. I think they have like carte blanche, not to do what they want, but to detain anybody at that point in time in the area as they feel until they're investigated or corroborated or whatever. Your press pass is checked, whatever it might be. But to have all those people there in the open like that, like it wasn't a Secret Service thing, but there was still police. And I mean, his security and all that, everybody loaded him into the car immediately. He was right to the hospital. It was just a devastatingly, yeah, it was
Thankfully,
just
they had that blurred because
such a well-placed shot like that could not have been more horribly effective.
I hated
so.
media outlets. You see media outlets, all they care for is their clicks. So they were immediately saying Charlie Kirk is and still in critical condition, but he's become stabilized. I'm like, I don't think so. Like, I'm no doctor, but like, how much blood he lost from that, I knew. Like, unfortunately, I just knew like you can't really come back. You saw how much blood he lost?
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, anything's possible, Pico. You never know.
You said it right. You saw the close-up, right?
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
Within the first few seconds, he was
that amount of blood loss and that type of injury.
Like you could see it in his face. He was
gone. Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
Gone,
I think
totally. I don't think they wanted to say it right away, but like I think they were trying to revive him.
I think they might have gotten maybe a pulse or something at the hospital, but at that point he had lost so much blood. He was without oxygen. His brain was without blood. Like he wasn't going to survive. Like you're technically probably still alive,
but in critical condition.
Yeah, like they can keep your body alive in amazing ways, but doesn't mean you're going to make it. So that's never reassuring to hear that someone's still maintaining. I mean, the most they could have done is stuck a finger in the hole and rushed him to the hospital. I mean, that was pretty much it. Horrific. And the way that it was in front of his family, his kids, all of it. Violence isn't the way, it isn't the answer, and things need to change, because if not, something really horrific, worse than this, is going to take place. And how much more horrific can it get?
Yeah, like what else can we say? Like, and this guy was like, he just did political debates as like an influencer, right?
Yeah, that was it. So yeah, JFK was alive for an hour exactly. I mean, and his brain was all over the back seat. So. Absolutely terrible. Like I said, we usually don't get into political nature things here, but we wanted to bring that up. And I
hope YouTube doesn't find this political. This is just we're just basing this off the human being.
Yeah, absolutely. So terrible.
Anything he does politically,
it's awful. But we'll be heading into Spaz's live stream now. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. I appreciate it greatly for you tuning into Somewhere Weekly on Instagram, on Twitter, on YouTube. Make sure you like, subscribe, and follow. As I said, we'll be live this Friday for SmackDown and for AAA Worlds Collide, and we'll be live again Monday for the Raw review. Don't miss it. Next week we'll have our huge WrestlePalooza and all-out preview for Into Somewhere Weekly, so a lot of good stuff coming up. My friend, let them know where they can find you, please.
You can find me on my Twitter or X. Officially this time, right? We got no other bases to touch. You can find me over on my Twitter or X at Judgment Day Era. You can find me over on my YouTube. I got fined another $20,000 for not posting YouTube content for. Man, what?
Might wanna start posting some. Yeah, you might want to start posting some gaming content, or that banking bill is gonna get It's going up just the wrong way.
Yeah, I'll get some gaming out soon, but that's at Judgment Day Era as well. And my Instagram, paid officially, apparently,
by Judgment Day.
The Judgment Day, right? Yeah.
Paid for by the Judgment Day.
I don't know how. If they're paying people, I should be first in line. If any of you come across this,
let us know.
Rude if I'm not. Yeah, let us know, because, I'll fanboy you guys all day. But, and my Instagram is Cody_Onidi_316.
Give me a hell yeah.
That's right. And thank you guys for hanging out at Countdown Ended on Twitter/X, on Instagram. We are Jake.Countdown Ended on TikTok. Make sure you go ahead and check us out over there. We're live when we can be. And we appreciate you guys being here with us. Thank you so much for hanging out. I hope you all have a great night. Stay sexy. Tell your family you love them. Go hug some people. Have a great one. Bye, guys. Stay sexy.